Okay, rock star, are you ready to rise up? Because I want to talk about how you could generate a rush of warm leads, 5, 10, 20, even 30 new clients or more in an hour with leverage. You don't need to do social media. You don't need to run ads. You don't even need a website. It's the momentum and leverage advantage. Some of you may know John Maxwell. He's a famous speaker, author, pastor. He's worth about $700 million. And he says a good leader sustains momentum, but a great one increases it. Yeah, baby. We don't want this for you. And this is what so many entrepreneurs are going through, feeling in your business like you are shoving your business up a hill. There's no gas in it, right? And here's how it goes for most talented entrepreneurs. You are really great at what you do. You have the expertise, you're hardworking, but maybe you're not getting enough clients on the reg, right? Some of you are not known, you're not visible. You're getting inconsistent kind of ebbs and flows of business. Whatever it took to create that big surge then causes the cash flow to suck back. That can be really scary. And then a lot of you are kind of maxing out on one-on-one work. So you do have income and you do have clients, but you're not able to really scale it. And that becomes very frustrating as well because you're working a lot of hours, but you're not able to get your income to pop up. So there are coaches and consultants who know how to command any room, and they can generate more leads and clients and momentum on demand. Let's talk about it. I'm Kristen Thompson, by the way, if you don't know that. And I've created a simple system for turning your expertise into a talk that will generate that rush of new opportunities. We'll talk about how to do that, leads for sure, and most importantly, 5 or 6 figure paydays from every talk. That is possible, totally doable. And I am here to end this speaking for free and walking out with compliments. Nope. So I'm also going to share with you today the biggest mistakes that most consultants and coaches are making when it comes to generating leads, what's killing people right now. I want to share the formula that will explain what 6 and 7 figure coaches and consultants are really doing, what they have in place that people who are struggling do not. And then we'll talk a little bit about the system itself and certainly how I can help you implement it. Yeah, baby. Because I have single-handedly, in all of my imperfection and ineptitude, still managed to build a really great business part-time when we launched the Biz Club, which is the Rock Your Talk and Biz Club is my group coaching program. And we opened the doors to that every year. That's multiple 6 figures that we do in a month. July, selling the Rock Your Talk course. That's the entry level, just the online course. So no real delivery on my part. Again, multiple 6 figures. You see the 92,000 down here. This was just pay in fulls. So that was cash in hand, but we also had pay plans, and we also had people sign up for group and private coaching. So between all those upgrades, it was multiple 6 figures brought in that month. Same thing with the Start Me Up, which is our entry-level set of courses, which sold for $1,000, and we sold 149 copies of that. So if you are a coach or consultant, let me go back, by the way. My point in sharing that is just, hello, make a point, Thompson. You can do this, right? Let me get comfortable. There we go. You can do this. You don't need a big team. You don't need a bunch of distractions. We'll talk about what those are and how they will drown your business. You can really do this with focus and with the things I'm going to share with you today. So if you're looking for a consistent way to generate clients and leads on demand, get that 5 or 6 figure payday, absolutely you are going to love this. If you want 5 and 6 figure months, this is for you so that you can be a rock star on the rise, whether you want to launch a mastermind or you want to host your own live event or you want to sell more entry-level courses. You might have different goals, each of you watching, but that next level is waiting for you. Be featured on the top podcasts, speak on the big stages. Yeah, baby. But there are 3 main people that I work with, broad strokes. Product businesses, so selling information products, software, I'll give you an example of that, physical products. Clearly, I work with a ton of coaches and consultants, people who are selling masterminds, events, high-end training, and then agencies and professional development companies where you may be selling ongoing services or like VIP days, intensives, workshops, things like that. Certainly have worked with groups on their speakers and their salespeople. When Chelsea came to work with me, she was just 20 years old, couldn't even buy her a drink to congratulate her. She had, understandably at that age, a little inconsistent cash flow, but with our work together. She's able to double her rates. She gave kind of like a practice talk, her first time out making an offer, closed 100% of the room, legitimately sold everyone in the room. She spoke to a mastermind group, just blew the doors off the place. Consistently from there forward was generating 15 and 20K months. Imagine being able to do that at 20 years old. I was not doing that at 20 years old. I was somewhere having a cocktail. No, well, but 21 I was. And then now she's actually launching her own live event, still thriving. She introduced me to Jen. Now, Jen had and has a software company. Definitely wasn't exactly sure how she wanted to sell it. And Jen's challenge was that she had a full-time job. She was not able yet, her income from her software wasn't able to carry her fully. So we needed to find a very leveraged way to allow her to sell that. So she went and spoke at a big industry event. She had never made an offer from the stage, generated $200,000 in sales in 1 hour. What? So awesome. Can that be done? Yeah, baby. If you're focused. Dan owns a very successful multi-million-dollar professional development company for the automotive industry. He and his wife are the loveliest of lovely people, like some of my favorite people in the world. Now, Dan knows how to speak quite comfortably, very, very smart in his area of expertise, gets tons of compliments when he goes out to speak. This is a common challenge for those of you who have a little more experience. All we worked on was his close, and I have several clients that I work with at that level. It's just honing the offer and the way you're making the offer and really amping up and ramping up your conversions. That took him from 0 sales, speaking at a gig that he gets every year with, I believe, Napa Auto Parts, came back, closed 6 sales at $4,000 each, gave himself a $24,000 hour. Now, not only is that a great payday, but the other thing is that Dan's clients stay. He is phenomenal at what he does. So they stay and they go into his mastermind. So even though it's $4,000, that will absolutely continue to double and triple and grow because of where he takes his clients next after that entry-level program. The other really great thing is he has other salespeople that he can roll this out to, so his business will continue to blossom. And the other big thing about those in-the-room sales for Dan and for everybody listening is it shortens the amount of time he's spending on getting clients. So in the past, he would have generated leads, had to set up strategy sessions, handled those, done follow-up. Instead, boom, we're just getting the sale right within that hour, right in the room. Make sense? Yeah, let's talk about it. Getting those warm leads coming to you instead of chasing people, using leverage to create massive momentum in your business. Boom, even if no one's ever heard of you, even if you're not famous, you can do this. And a system for generating leads and clients, a system that you control so you can turn levers on and off versus hoping and praying or gambling on it, right? So you might have noticed especially in the coaching consulting industry, a couple different types of people. So there's the hidden gems. If you hear that clink, by the way, it's my rings. Sorry about that. The hidden gems. So it's people who are really talented. You're great at what you do. You're getting great results for your clients, but just not enough people know about you. You're not sure how to get the word out. There are hard grinders. You see them out there. They're working way too hard, in my opinion. We all work hard for our success, by the way. But I don't want your entire day filled with sessions and giving you, putting you in a place where you have no leverage in your business, because you probably also want to serve your clients and you also want to serve yourself, your family, your health, your wellness, all of those other things. So if your one-on-one work and one-on-one sales is bogging you down, then you might be a hard grinder. And then the last is the risers. And these are people enjoying a consistent free flow of visibility and leads and clients in less time with massive growth that allows you to impact a lot of lives, make a big difference while you're growing your business. That's what we're all about. So what allows some people to rise to the top and get known and become a leader, generate 5 and 6 figure months, while other people do remain kind of a secret and in that feast or famine, which is such a terrible feeling, by the way. We've probably all been there. I remember days when I was buying groceries on a credit card, and when Gavin was a little baby, it was a really super scary time. You might be worried about your child's college education or your retirement, right? These aren't things we want you to worry about. So I've definitely spoken to thousands and thousands of people on stages, big and small at this point, helped thousands too. There's a really clear pattern that I see over and over again. So if you're missing one of these three parts of the recipe you're probably struggling. And if you can put them all in place, and you totally can, you can generate 5 and 6 figure months, even if you're not spending a lot of money on advertising. Again, you're not getting caught up in content creation, all those things that can become a time or money suck. So this is kind of a weird example, but it was the best way I could describe it to you. Here in the United States, at least, a lot of people are like kind of keeping up with the Joneses, right? You like want a certain level house, you're getting the latest car, you've got the clothes hooked up, the shoes, the handbags, the watches, whatever it is. It's stuff, right? And this is what most Americans are doing on the reg. Those things are things that wealthy people might have, but the things themselves, the stuff, does not make you wealthy. The car doesn't make you wealthy. The house doesn't make you wealthy. A watch certainly won't make you wealthy. So the crazy thing is that it actually might make you go broke, right? Though Dave Ramsey puts it really well when he says, we buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't even like. What are we doing? So it's total insanity. And I'm going to encourage you to do a little like positive rebellion. So we don't want to follow a crowd off a cliff, right? Not a good idea. So we want to be willing, especially as business owners and as leaders for our family, to take the road a little less traveled, where the average person maybe isn't going, but that allows you to go where the average person doesn't go. So in the coaching and consulting world, what happens is they want you to be into the stuff. Well, you need to be into content creation mode. We need to make 50 videos this month. Get them off across all, social media platforms. You need followers. Followers don't pay your bills. Blogs don't pay your bills, right? These things aren't paying your bills. Funnels and automation. I see people spending tons of money on building funnels and automation when they don't even know that their webinar converts. Just say no. Online advertising, same thing. It's not don't do it. It's just you have to do these things in the right order. We want to make sure you have a talk that converts first. Then and only then can you attempt to automate something. Don't automate something that you don't know works. Okay, the problem is all of that is a distraction, keeping you from really getting focused on leverage, client conversion, income coming in the door. And so what could happen is you're pumping money, time, energy, effort into these bells and whistles, right? Bots and funnels and branding and Instagram photos and all this stuff, but no clients and no cash is coming out. You might as well be putting your money in a wood chipper, right? It's crazy town. It makes me crazy. So in the end, you can't really ignore or escape the one thing you absolutely need, and every business does, which is a way of attracting leads and closing clients, ideally with leverage, so you can scale it up without working more hours. So remember how I told you that the risers have 3 things in their business that the hidden gems and the hard grinders don't? Here's what they are. The first is a way to get visible without getting stuck in content creation mode. A way to make offers is number 2 that doesn't require you working more and more hours, and a way of converting more clients with leverage so that you're not doing a bunch of follow-up and you're not doing 93,000 strategy sessions with people who aren't qualified to say yes to you. So check this out. If you don't have an on switch you can flip to attract those leads and clients, then you probably have a little bit of a crisis brewing. So I want to hurry up and dive in. There are 3 stages I'm going to talk about today. The first is that brand building, client attracting talk that you can use. And 1 talk is my rule. Not 5, not 50, just 1. So you're going to get really good at it. You want to be able to, number 2, create, capitalize on, and multiply your opportunities. These are high visibility opportunities in front of ideal clients. 3 is we want you to be really confident and comfortable closing clients one-to-many as well as one-to-one. So you have both muscles. If your business isn't exactly where you want it to be right now, here's a couple questions to help you get clear on some things. Let's just take a look at a couple of indicators. So how many potential clients were you able to speak to in the last 7 days? So get clear. You can look at your calendar real quick and then look at the last 30 days. And then what did you do in the last 7 days to try to generate more sales? And you could say more leads as well. And then did you find that your schedule is filling up? Or if you're running ads, sometimes money is running out before you're actually getting clients in the door and getting your revenue where you want it to be. So I see a lot of people with full schedules, but they're not making nearly the amount of revenue they want to. If that's you, perk up your ears, because this is something to really think about, right? These are big indicators on where your business is going. And again, Right now in our industry, the thing I see killing people is all of this on the screen. And I'm not villainizing social media or content creation or any of that, buying ads. I do all of those things, but we don't want to do them at the expense of the core thing that will build your business, which is leverage leads and leverage conversion, period. Okay, I think I've made my point. So if we're keeping it real, that's what it comes down to, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. Because coaches and consultants who know how to give talks can consistently rock their business with hot leads, not expensive cold leads, free hot leads. That makes it sound dirty, but it's not. And really happy, awesome clients that you're going to love working with. Now, you've seen these leaders on stage, and maybe you've even been on stage getting to close 10, 20, even 100 clients at once. Such an amazing surge for you personally, and of course for your business. They're going to get, the best speakers are getting the most invitations. So that's why you see them at the best events, on the best podcasts, partnering with people in the industry, leaders who can promote them. These invitations come to those who rock. So they also have a predictable system for generating clients, and they know 3 really important things. Let me show you what I mean. So the hidden gem hard grinder situation might look a little like this. So there's the client, there's the rock star, right? You, the amazing rock star you, and all of your expertise. And then in order to get a prospective client, you're doing a ton of work. You might be joining Facebook groups and you're trying to post informative information to try to draw people to you. You might be going to actual network groups, like networking groups where you live. You're building relationships and maybe getting on the phone and doing kind of quick warm-up calls to get to know people, all in hopes of at some point getting somebody onto a strategy session. It's a lot of work. It's hours and hours of work to just get one strategy session, which is really tiring. Also, obviously not a great way to scale your business. Just what if that person's not even a good fit? Womp womp. Hello, darkness, my old friend. That's what my that's what my son does all the time. It's a meme. Look it up. Okay. So instead, there's you, your amazing awesomeness, you. We give you one talk. It's like a powerful magnifier of your message. And you could give that talk to 100 people. You could obviously also give it to 1,000 or thousands all at once in 1 hour. So you don't work anymore to reach more and more people. So if you give your talk and you can reach, let's just say 100 people to keep the math easy, getting 20 strategy sessions in that hour is not at all crazy. That's only closing 20% of the room, which is actually pretty average, normal for speaking live. That's definitely extremely high when we compare it to what happens online. But you could also make an offer in those situations where you could sell. And I'm going to keep that closing ratio to 20%. It could easily, if you're a strong speaker, you could be doing 30, 40, 50%. I've had clients close 100% of the room. All those things are possible, but we're going to keep it at 20 to not get hyperbolic here. So let's just say you make 20 sales into your entry-level program, something that's $2,000 or less. Then you just put 5, just the best, most suited candidates to work with you. Those people you put into a strategy session for your higher ticket offer. So now you maybe have 5 strategy sessions, and we can assume based on how people close that 1 or 2 of those people will turn into a client, right? You could put them into a 5, somewhere between $5,000 and $50,000. It depends on what you do. Some of you have very high-end masterminds or elite work. Some of you have $5,000 group coaching program. Doesn't matter. You know what your offer is. But imagine putting 5 people into that and then 20 people into your entry-level product that is totally leveraged. That's an online course, something where you don't have to do any work at all. The math on this becomes really powerful because following our system, you can literally know the average number of speaking gigs that you're going to book every month and the average number of leads and clients you're going to gain from each talk. So this becomes very predictable. So one thing that can happen if you are newer and you are not quite visible enough, your calendar can look like this. And this obviously would be an exaggeration, but there's just not enough stuff going on in your business, not enough momentum. And then others of you are cranking along, but it looks like this. That's those of you who are doing a lot of one-on-one work, heavy lifting done for you, VIP clients, and all you've got is strategy sessions just packed in, selling one-on-one on one-on-one. This is really brutal. All one-on-one sales is exhausting. So if we shift from that into this one-to-many perspective, it will absolutely transform your business and, of course, the amount of money you're making as well. Because here, your 5 sessions is going to generate somewhere between $5,000 and, let's say, $25,000 if you get 1 client or 2 clients in that high-end program. Let's say you get 20 people into a $1,000 course. That's a $30,000 payday off one 1-hour talk. And you only had 5 strategy sessions. So not a wall of strategy sessions, right? So do the math now if you speak more than once. What? Yeah, because that was 1 talk, right? $30K for 1 talk. What if you did 5 or even 10 talks in a month? Now you're cooking with gas. So we can absolutely transform the way your business looks, open up a lot of time on your calendar. But to bring this into action, we need 3 things. We need you ready to give that high converting talk. We need you to know how often you want to speak. This is different for every client. How often and where, locally, nationally, internationally, you get to decide. And then we need you to know how many leads and clients you're going to leave with from every talk. So let me show you a little more about what I mean. Stage 1 is your branded high converting talk. The first part is the brand, and I do this with every client at every level, whether you're an elite consulting client or you buy my entry-level Rock Your Talk course. We absolutely want to nail your standout brand. This allows you, and you've got examples obviously on the screen, whether you're glamorous like Ali Brown or you're a little kooky like I am, or you're posing with money like Tai Lopez. In I don't know what kind of lizard suit. I don't know what's happening there, but it did make me giggle. But there's no right or wrong brand. There's just the right brand that articulates your personality and how you want to show up for your clients so that you're attracting ideal clients and you're showing people who you are in a really authentic way that allows you to be comfortable and confident. There's nothing worse than feeling like you're wearing a mask in your business. So we want to bring the real you forward, and it'll help you definitely attract clients faster. It'll also help you book more speaking gigs. Now, your talk itself, we can craft properly. I have a whole template for that. There's definitely a structure you want to follow. And in doing that, and sort of the reason behind doing that is so that your talk can really do the heavy lifting for you. So there's 4 things on the screen that I would love for you. And if you're my client, you'll be leaving with every talk. 1, we want to make sure that your talk gives value to everybody in the room, that you're creating a ton of goodwill so you get tons more invitations coming back to you to speak other places, be on a podcast, go visit someone's mastermind. Those come by rocking your talk, meaning really serving the room. And we want to do that at a high level. 2, we want the right people in the room to join your tribe. That's going to allow you to grow your list and follow up with those people who aren't quite ready to say yes. 3, we want those rock stars in the room to say yes and hire you right then and there. Those are the people who are most qualified and that you know you can really serve at a high level. We want them saying yes instantly right there in the room. And then, like I said, we're doing all of this in a way that allows you to get lots of other opportunities. So every 1 talk should really be multiplying into many opportunities because you're handling it at such a high level. And that doesn't mean you need to be perfect. It just means we seek to serve. So your talk, when you deliver it, can really lead people wherever you want them to, meaning you decide the offer at the end of your talk, and I can absolutely support you. And I'm a big fan of customizing your offer a little bit for each group you speak with, not starting from scratch and not making tons of work, 1 talk and 1 offer, but we might give little customizations based on the constraints, the size of the audience, the order form might change. These are things, that's where the strategy in this can really explode your conversions. It's just those little tweaks we make. So you can book consultations, book more talks, get a keynote, sell tickets to your live event or workshop, sell your product, grow your list, all of these things, attract new promotional partners. All of these things can come from your talk. Stage 2, after we get your talk ready and get you really confident and practiced, which you can do right quick, right away we move into getting you gigs. That's number 2, because the minute I see people booking gigs, I know you're going to make tons of money. So Christy Turner, this is actually a much outdated number, but when she posted this, I was so excited that she had booked 26 new talks. By the end of that month, she had booked 31. So 31 speaking gigs she booked in just 30 days. She went on to book over 100 some odd speaking gigs. She always gets mad at me because I get the number wrong, but it's because she just kept boosting her number, right? It's not my fault. She's just a rock star. So she got tons of opportunity. She was able to grow her business by 60%. And some of the best part of that is that she works with families and organizations that serve people with dementia. So either family members, families who have a family member with dementia, she supports them. And then she works with facilities and supporting people with dementia. So she does really beautiful, important work in this world, just as you do. It's one of the reasons why I think speaking is so important. It allows us to serve the world in a bigger, brighter way, use your voice for good, while making your business super profitable all at once. So 2 parts to booking gigs. First, we start with your warm market. I don't believe in cold calls. There's always a way to warm a call up, and that's what we do here at Speak, Serve, Grow. And about 20% of those people will book a talk with you. Very quickly, we can shift into phase 2, which I'll share with you here in a moment. Then we're closing 40 to 50% of those conversations. Super awesome, right? So let's just even give you like a really low closing ratio in the beginning. So let's say 10%. You speak to 20 people, you get 10 speaking gigs. Fine, no problem, happy to have them. Here's the really good news. We already know how much money you can make from 2 really solid speaking gigs, a lot. So that's the good news. But the other thing is you can leave not just with your strategy sessions and your entry-level sales, but you could leave with, let's just say, 10 referrals, 5 referrals from each speaking gig. I am lowballing the heck out of this, by the way. I hope you know this. You could do way more. I just don't like in my examples in trainings like this to be super hyperbolic or exaggerative. So I'm kind of tamping the numbers down, to be honest with you. So you get 5 referrals from one gig, 5 from another, now you have 10. But we already know 40 to 50% of this group will book. So now you end up with about 5 speaking gigs. That's awesome. And those 5 speaking gigs, let's say they each give you 5 referrals. Now what do you have? You have 25 referrals, which will turn to 12 more speaking gigs. Are you doing the math with me, baby? Yeah, this very quickly goes from warm reach outs to fewer phone calls and more speaking gigs. And the thing is that the gigs themselves even get better and better because you're going on referrals. So every time someone loves your talk, they're sending you to someone who loves the talk, and the love just keeps multiplying. And by the way, so does the revenue. Yes, I call it strains of gold. You're getting a little groove, baby. So here are all different places. This is obviously not a finite list. There's infinite places to share your message. But in case you're wondering, like, well, where could I speak? There's so many places, from networking groups in your hometown, business associations. There's the local chapter, regional, all the way out to national and international, industry conferences and events, corporate meetings and events. Those of you who want corporate clients, don't forget, you can go speak in their leadership meeting, in their management meeting, in their sales meeting. Great way to get clients. Online webinars and events, radios and podcasts, radio shows and podcasts, YouTube shows, interviews on TV and TV segments, even home parties. You know, for some of you, depending upon what you do, it might make sense to go into someone's house, do like a wine and cheese party, give a little talk. Absolutely. There are tons of places for you to rock your talk. So then stage 3 is, now that we have your talk branded and ready and you've got the gigs on the calendar, we transition into really focusing on making your offer and closing one-to-many. And that is a skill you can absolutely grow and get better at. And there's definitely a format. There is 9 steps to closing the room. They're very simple. You've probably experienced them before. We can put them into practice in your own business, and you can develop your muscle just practicing your talk. But closing the room is not just about those 9 steps. It's really about your talk as a whole. It's why step 1 is so important, and why it's so important to be on brand and be so you in this entire process, because your talk starts, your close really starts in your open. It's not the last, 15 minutes when you make your offer. It's everything that's happened all leading up to that moment. So 4 things you want to pay attention to. You want your talk to be interactive, especially now than ever. Attention spans have shortened quite dramatically, if you haven't noticed. So make your talk interactive. Make it educational. Again, we want those referrals. We want to be creating goodwill. We want you to have a spectacular reputation as a speaker in the market. That comes from delivering great talks with great value. So we want great information. That doesn't mean overteach. That's why I give you my talk structure. But we do need to be educational. But not just educational, also emotional. But not just emotional, not all fluff, right? So that balance is super important. And then the last thing is it needs to drive to a decision. So the other thing that's different than kind of old school sales or one-to-many sales is it was just about cramming everybody in the room or kind of pressuring everybody into buying your course. That's not how I do business, and that's not how I recommend you do business. It's just not necessary. You can make tons of money really just supporting the people who need you most and the people who are ready. We want to support and encourage them for sure. They are making a leap. They will be scared. They do need your encouragement, but we're not going to drag people in who don't belong in your program. That's not good for you or them. We want the best clients, right? I want the best clients who get the best results, who are going to go out there and practice their talk and get tons of clients. I want that for you and for me, right? So you want that too. You want the best people to say yes to you. So interactive, educational, also emotional, drives to a decision point. That's what your talk is going to do when it converts. And these are just some of the things you can start kind of brainstorming even right now that will help you start your close in the open. So we're not waiting till the end. We want it to be a really experiential experience from start to finish. So do you have a catchphrase? Like one of mine is rock your talk, right? So it's great. It's super fun to start my talk. Are you ready to rock your talk? Say yes. We do this every year at the Rise. So have a little catchphrase, have a writer-downer for each tip. When we talk about that educational part of your talk, part where we're really transferring some good information, some ahas, or some results to people, have 3 writer-downers, 1 for each tip. They should not be long. A writer-downer is not a paragraph. It's a short phrase that literally is easy to jot down in people's notes. So around booking gigs, I always say, jot this down. Pick up the phone. 4 words. Everyone can write it down, and it is a great tip. Pick up the phone when you want to book gigs. Don't rely on emails. They get lost in the shuffle, and they don't get paid attention to. Pick up the phone. Easy writer-downer. You want to come up with 3 for your talk. You could do verbal fill in the blanks, which is every room needs a leader, and the leader is you. Every room needs a what? Leader. Right. Awesome. So you know what that is. Exercises written down, physical exercises, or people are moving around the room. We don't want to, by the way, get too crazy with that if we're making an offer, but exercises in the room are great. And then a signature movement. That could be a high five. That could be, I was going to say hugs, but that sounds a little too intimate. What do other people do? Like whooshes of energy I've seen. I've never seen anybody do. But you could do that. The idea behind a signature move, by the way, is it's fun. It's on brand. Make it on brand. Don't make it just something crazy or weird. Make it something that really ties in with your vibe and your topic. But the neat thing is it makes your talk more memorable. But most importantly, why I'm talking about it in stage 3, closing the room, is it connects you to the audience and it shifts the energy in the room. When people are having fun and they're interacting with you, they're open. And we want people open so they can make a very open decision about what's going to help them next in their life or their business. So remember, your close starts and your open. We want a combination of good information, logic, plus heart. That's where people are going to be able to really connect with you and make a decision. That connection piece is absolutely critical to closing. If it's not there, you won't close clients. Perfection, not necessary. Chuck that over your back shoulder with some salt. You don't need it. And then practice is absolutely key in getting feedback on your talk, because this is a living, breathing thing. You're going to have better days and worse days. That's totally fine. This is just a really fun skill that you get to work on. And the great news is, while you're out there and you're giving your talk and you're getting clients and you're getting those strategy sessions and it's all rushing to you, You're also creating a lot of goodwill and you're helping people with your message. That's the best part. So there are 4 must-haves in order for this to work. Your high converting talk, a system for creating opportunities for you to get visible, a comfortable and confident one-to-many close or conversion. And then when you have all those things really popping, then we can scale up and ramp up your visibility, and only then. So what does this system look like? Well, we can turn on more opportunities and leads and clients for your business so that you have a leverage way to flip that switch, baby, in your business when you want it to go. And here is what is super duper cool about this. You'll know how to create that stream whenever you want it. You'll know exactly what to do, how many times to reach out, how many talks you want to give, because again, this comes down to a mathematical formula. We know you can close 20% of the room. Some of you, your close will be much higher, more like 30 or 40%, which is awesome. But again, even at 20%, the numbers are looking pretty sweet, and we want your talk to work like a machine for you. So it's not so much of just your effort, you're pushing that car up the hill. It's more like hitting a button, right, that releases this message to a lot of people at once and then makes that offer to a lot of people at once. So you're really leveraged and your energy is being respected. What we don't want is this gambler's luck. That's why I was doing this. And my brain must have known the slide was next. This is what we don't want. We don't want you pumping time, energy, and money into something that like maybe works, right? And that's where I see people getting stuck in that content creation, or I'm going to just work on my Instagram followers. But unless that's literally giving you tons of sales every day, not a good use of your time and energy. Just like running Facebook ads to a webinar before you know it converts. Again, that's gambling. We don't need to gamble, baby. We can dial in your talk and get it converting for you right quick. Speak to X number of people, you close X percentage, you get X number of clients. Super reliable and predictable. So Tracy is a real world example and a real great example of the fact that we don't always need a huge audience. She had just 7 people in her room and generated $12,000. Pretty sweet payday. Rob is a great example of someone who was supporting 7-figure leaders, and he really needed to step out in his own brand and release his own suite of products, which is what he did. 54 sales and then 60 sales and then 184 sales. Those product sales were coming in like clockwork. Monique is a great example of someone who had tons of one-on-one clients. She knew how to get high-end one-on-one clients, but she was maxing out. So what she needed was the leveraged one-to-many and more entry-level and mid-level income stream, which is what we've done for her, adding a multiple 6-figure income stream to her business. Mary, great example of someone who took the booking gigs really seriously, spoke mostly for free in her local market, as well as went out of town like once or twice, generated $100,000 in 60 days. Pretty awesome. I told you about Chelsea creating those $15,000 and $20,000 months at 20 years old. I told you about Jen selling her software, $200,000 from one 1-hour talk. Her webinars, by the way, also kick ass. Just consulted on one a little while back. She sold 61 sales in one little webinar. Awesome. And then Dan, using his talk for his professional development company and having other speakers that can go out and now replicate this and scale up from there. But, $24,000 from an hour talk, and then knowing that he could upsell them into his mastermind, pretty sweet payday. So now you want the right system so that you can generate results. I'd love to help you. Obviously, that's why we're here. Generate those warm leads. And more importantly, I'd love you to get your revenue, not like where it's good, but where it's like kind of blowing your hair back, because that's going to allow you to go where you want to go next, to grow your business, to hire more people, to help your family, to go on adventures with your loved ones, to really live the life that you want to do. But the cool thing is with your talk, you can be generating those pops in just about an hour, getting visible, standing out, having that surefire way to generate leads and clients that are hot. They're not cold, distant, prickly Facebook or any, online lead. They're really warm. They know you. They met you. They saw you in person. They're in, baby. And they stay longer too. Those clients will stay with you longer. And of course, all of this gives you a great ability to make a difference while you're growing. I have helped so many people go through this journey, and I really would love to help you next. This little blank spot is for you. These are some results from our call the other day, our Rise Tribe call. So people saying, oh, I booked a new gig. I just had a VIP day with a high profile client. Christy saying, I just got booked for both days of the association it's the Dementia Association. She got booked for both days of their national conference. They loved her talk so much. Mary Ann was getting ready to go speak in Seattle. Someone else just booked a new talk, Raquel. Brenda had hosted a workshop and got a gaggle of new clients into her mastermind. Everybody's kicking A and taking names, and now it's time for you to join us if you'd like. So, and you see the results of the people in the collage as well. $20,000 months. Jeannie over here doing $40,000 within 6 weeks. The paydays are there if you're ready to rock and rise up to that next level. It's absolutely possible. So I work with 3 different types of clients. Some of you maybe want more leads, and what's nice is they're hot leads when you go speak of people who already know they like you and want to work with you. You want more high-paying clients that are going to stick a little longer, and you may be just ready to kind of rise up to that next level of authority and attract more partners and opportunities. So here's how it works. There's 4 stages. One is your branded high C talk, meaning your branded high converting talk. That's where we want to start. And I'd love for you to get that locked in the first 30 days. You get to decide how fast or slow you go. But I am ready to help you ramp up right quick. Next, we move straight into helping you get those ideal opportunities so you can go out and share your message. Boom. Stage 3, we work on helping you close one-to-many so that you know confidently and comfortably how to make offers from the stage and how to close one-on-one if you are hosting strategy sessions. And as soon as you feel really comfortable with all of that, boom, we continue to expand and multiply your visibility. It's right quick. It works in a very streamlined fashion, and it's all leverage. So who is this for? It's for coaches, consultants, authors, and experts who are currently in business and making some sales, but you maybe know you have greater potential. You might be selling info products or workshops or events or even done for you services. People ready to focus on really leverage in their business and getting into that one-to-many. If you want to use your expertise to make a difference and generate sales at the same time, which my clients definitely do, and if you know that when you get invested and you really make a decision to go to that next level with support that you can, which is true, we've all experienced that, then this is absolutely for you. It's not for you if you don't have expertise yet or you don't really know what you want to do for a business. If you're not the kind of person who takes a high level of responsibility for your results, if you have a bad attitude or you're whiny, which you're probably not because you wouldn't be here listening to me. I don't really attract those kinds of people, so I really should take that off the slide. But, it's just worth saying, just in case. If you only like buying information products, but you're not actually interested in implementing and putting this into action in your business, or if you're just not really serious about growing your business by another $10,000, $20,000, or $50,000 a month, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but you just wouldn't be a good fit for this program. Because my business grows when your business grows. So I'm all about finding really great candidates and then helping you get amazing results so that when you win, I win, and when I win, you win. All we do is win, 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 no matter what. I don't know why I started that by sounding like Kermit the Frog, but we'll pretend that didn't happen. So this is your invitation to a private Rock Your Talk and Profit session. On that session, we'll get clear about where do you want to go. If you don't have a vision quite yet, I'll help you solidify it. But where are you going this year? Where do you want to take your business and why? What is slowing you down or holding you back? There might be things that you're aware of, and there might be things that you can't see that I can. And if so, I'll definitely let you know. And then for sure, if I can help you, I'll make a recommendation. If not, I'll make a recommendation of somebody else. But either way, we'll make sure that all of this is in alignment with your goals, and really where you want to go next. So friendly heads up, I do have a limited amount of time. It was like a little window here, which is why I'm opening this up to you. So I can do a session for just a handful of you, and I will be able to personally meet with you, but I will not be able to do that forever and ever. Amen. So if this is a good fit for you, please be sure that you take action. If you have followed me for a while, you know I almost never do this. So you'll believe me. So go ahead and click the button down below. You'll be able to schedule a session. You'll also fill out a questionnaire. You do need to have filled out the questionnaire in order for us to meet. If for some reason I'm seeing indicators that we're not a good fit from the information that you provide, I'll definitely let you know that and steer you in a better direction. If I can help you, then we will absolutely meet. I can't wait to help you really create your plan so that you know how much you want to talk, that we can start creating your custom branded talk, start getting you those gigs, and then really hone your ability to close the room one to many. So if you're already doing that, we're going to up-level your results. If you're a little newer, we're going to give you the chops really to make this happen so that you can grow your business with a ton of focus and leverage this year. Take your revenue to that big place in the sky, whatever it is you're reaching for, another 10, another 20, another $40,000 a month. But do that in a very leveraged way where you're also having a ton of fun and doing a ton of good in this world. I can't wait to talk to you. Please click that button so we can get you on the calendar, and I'll see you soon.